California is one of the largest states in the U.S. It's number 1 on the population list and the 3rd largest state by landmass. California alone would have the 5th largest economy in the world if it was separate from the United States, outperforming entire countries such as the United Kingdom. California's infrastructure provides essential services to its 39 million residents each day and supports the state's thriving economy. Infrastructure refers to a broad array of assets, facilities, and systems that are essential to the state's day-to-day operation. Roads, bridges, and transport infrastructure play a crucial role in California's thriving economy. Other types of infrastructure include water treatment facilities and power supply lines, but over the past few decades, many factors have led the state's infrastructure network to deteriorate. In 2019, California's infrastructure report card graded the state with a C-, pointing out flaws in pretty much every single category. From bridges to transit infrastructure, the report revealed that there were serious issues with California's infrastructure network. Over the past few decades, California's population has increased at a significant pace, not allowing the antiquated infrastructure to keep up. One of the biggest concerns was bridges. California's bridges cross a variety of terrains, including arid deserts, marine environments, and higher elevations near the mountains. As of December of 2017, there are around 26,000 bridges in the state of California, and a significant number of them are in extremely poor condition. Reports have detailed that out of the 26,000 bridges, 65% of them are in good condition, 30% are in fair condition, and the remaining 5% are in poor condition. Although 5% is not much, it's still over 1,300 bridges that are either structurally impaired or unable to be used. Many bridges were designed for a 50-year lifespan before becoming obsolete, but today more than 50% of California's bridges have exceeded the intended 50-year lifespan. In addition to the crumbling bridge network across the state, roads and highways have also cost the government billions of dollars to maintain. The state also has over 14 million registered vehicles on the road, more than any other state in the U.S. It's no surprise that roads are one of the most important factors in California's infrastructure network, and they are one of the biggest concerns in the state. Most of these roads are maintained by the state of California, as they run on state-owned highways. The main infrastructure that is failing is the major highways that run throughout the state, as only 19% of them are considered to be in good condition, with the remaining 71% being close to poor condition. This is one of the essential services California's population needs on a daily basis, so you would assume it would be the priority when fixing the infrastructure. Well, in addition to these major issues, there are many more problems that the state is facing, such as failing water supply lines and wastewater management systems. But instead of going on about every issue that needs to be resolved, we need to focus on one main question: how can the infrastructure be fixed? First, we need to know what is causing California's infrastructure to fail, and what's preventing the necessary funding to fix it. As we already know, much of the infrastructure network is past its intended 50-year lifespan, which has contributed to it deteriorating over the past few decades. The weather conditions in the state of California have also played a key role in the failing water supply lines and inland waterways. But one main issue that hasn't been talked about is the funding California has received in the past. Between the years of 2000 and 2010, California spent $102 billion on infrastructure. The money was spent on maintaining the existing infrastructure network and beginning new projects. But even after all the money was spent, it had seemed that nothing was fixed. Roads and bridges were still in deteriorating condition, and California's population continued to increase at the same time. The overall report card showed little to no improvement over the past 15 years, with some categories even getting worse over time. The entire grade for the state also showed little to no improvement, even after hundreds of billions of dollars were invested into the infrastructure. So where does the state and the government go from here? With no improvement in sight, how can the infrastructure be fixed? Now that the state and the government knows exactly what's causing the infrastructure to fail, they may have come up with a solution to fix all the problems. Finally, after many years of mismanaged funds and objectives, California will receive nearly $850 million, specialized for bridge repairs under a federal bipartisan infrastructure law. The money is coming directly from the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that was signed in late 2021. This year, the state will receive close to $850 million, with an estimated $4.2 billion spent over the next 5 years. While the government funding intends to solve some of the state's infrastructure problems, the new funding won't be able to fix it all. The fund is only meant to fix failing bridges and not contribute to any of the other problems the state is facing. California as a whole is expected to receive more than $40 billion over the next few years, which will be split among the rest of the failing infrastructure. $25 billion is reserved to fix roads and highways, and $9 billion for improvements to public transit. This basically opens the door to solving all of California's vast infrastructure problems by providing one of the most important steps, which is the right amount of funding to get the job done. I have a lot of confidence that this plan will be successful, as California's current infrastructure is in its worst state in history. Decades ago, infrastructure did not seem like a priority when the state received government funding, but years later, it's become clear that it's an essential step to prepare for a larger population in the future. Now, with the right amount of funding, the state has the available resources to fix the vast array of problems its residents face every day. While funds and projects have been mismanaged in the past, this plan may resolve all the issues the state is facing and set it up for a bright future ahead. When taking a look at the grade for the entire country as a whole, we can see that California is not the only state facing an infrastructure crisis. Across the United States, from bridges to wastewater treatment, each category is nearly at a failing grade. U.S. infrastructure as a whole is just as bad as California's, and the $1.2 trillion plan will end up benefiting all states in the end. California has been affected the most because of its large population, and that's why it's receiving a large percentage of the money. Over the next decade, we will see how the trillion-dollar plan plays out, and if the infrastructure problems across the country will end up being solved. California's failing infrastructure is a very serious problem that will need to be solved within the next few decades. As California grows in population, its infrastructure is not in the condition to adequately support an even larger population. Projections show that by 2030, California's population is estimated to increase by 5 million people. At the minimum, that's hundreds of thousands of more vehicles on the road, and residents using the state's water supply lines. A lot is on the line for California, as many factors are continuing to cause their infrastructure network to deteriorate year after year. If all goes to plan and California receives the over $40 billion in government funding, they may be able to solve their biggest problem they are facing and prepare for a larger population in the future. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video.